The child's hand is impossibly small in mine. I stand at Margaret Hartwell's graveside, CEO, philanthropist, the woman whose empire I built alongside her for 40 years. And this toddler, maybe 3 years old, grips my fingers like I'm the only solid thing in a collapsing world. Let go, Lily, her mother whispers. The new maid. Started 6 months ago. Maria something. I don't remember hiring her. The little girl's fingers tighten. I'm sorry, Mr. Hartwell, Maria says, her voice shaking. She's young, mid-20s, maybe. Dark circles under her eyes. Her uniform is pressed sharp despite everything. She doesn't understand. But the child isn't looking at her mother. She's looking at me with Margaret's eyes. Not the color. Not the shape. The recognition. It's all right, I hear myself say. My voice sounds like gravel. Like the 73 years I've lived. Let her stay. And as the priest speaks words I don't hear, as they lower my wife into Connecticut soil, I feel this child's pulse through her tiny palm and wonder why it feels like an accusation. 6 months earlier, Margaret finds me in my study at midnight. This isn't unusual. 40 years of marriage, we've kept the same hours, late nights, early mornings, the rhythm of building something that matters. Hartwell Industries, 12,000 employees, medical equipment that saves lives. What's unusual is her face. I need to tell you something, she says. I close my laptop. The Singapore deal? I saw the numbers. Wheel, not business, James. She sits across from my desk, and I notice she's trembling. Margaret never trembles. She's faced down hostile boards, federal regulators, a cancer diagnosis she beat 5 years ago. Something I should have told you 30 years ago. The air shifts. Before we married, she continues, her voice careful, there was someone, a man I loved, from my hometown. I wait. My chest tightens. I got pregnant. I was 19. He died. Car accident, before I knew. His family blamed me for distracting him before the big game. My family was mortified. This was 1968, James. A pregnant girl with no husband was a scandal. I finished quietly. I gave her up. Tears slide down Margaret's face. A baby girl. Closed adoption. I was told I'd never know what happened to her. That it was best for everyone. 30 years of marriage. 30 years of partnership, trust, shared dreams. And this secret, carried like a stone. Why are you telling me now? I ask. Because I found her. Margaret's voice breaks. I hired a private investigator. Took 2 years. Her name is Sarah. Sarah Chun. She had a daughter of her own, Maria. And Maria has a little girl. Lily. Your great-granddaughter. Yes. She looks at me with desperate hope. I haven't contacted them. I wanted to tell you first. I wanted to ask if you'd be okay with me reaching out. I think about this. About the woman I married. Brilliant, driven, haunted by something I could never name. The way she built medical centers in poor communities. The scholarships for unwed mothers. The fierce protection of family services in every city we operate. All of it making sense now. Of course, I say. Margaret, of course. She crosses to me, and I hold her while she cries. While she releases 3 decades of grief and wondering. I was so afraid you'd be angry, she whispers. I'm not angry. And I'm not. I'm sad for her. For the girl she was. For the choice she had to make. There's something else. She pulls back, wiping her eyes. Sarah died 6 years ago. Cancer. Maria, my granddaughter. She's raising Lily alone. Working 2 jobs. I thought maybe we could help. How do you want to help? Margaret's smile is watery, but determined. I want to hire her. As our maid. It sounds strange, I know. But I want to meet her without overwhelming her. Get to know her naturally. And then, when the time is right, I'll tell her who I am. That's a lot of pretending. I know. But if I approach as her grandmother, as Margaret Hartwell, it might feel like I'm buying her. Like I'm trying to replace what she lost. This way, we build something real first. I study my wife's face. See the longing there. The need to know this piece of herself she gave away. Okay, I say. But Margaret, don't wait too long to tell her. I won't, she promises. It's the last promise she breaks. Maria Chin starts work the following Monday. She's efficient, quiet, thorough. She brings Lily on days when childcare falls through. The little girl playing in the sunroom while Maria works. Never making trouble. Always watching everything with those solemn eyes. Margaret is transformed. I watch her manufacture reasons to talk to Maria. To ask about Lily. To offer toys, books, clothing that she claims someone donated to our foundation. She has Sarah's smile, Margaret tells me one night. Maria does. And Lily laughs exactly like I did as a child. My mother told me once. I've forgotten until I heard it. When are you going to tell her? Soon. Margaret touches my hand. I'm learning about her first. Did you know she's studying nursing at night? She wants to work in pediatrics. She's brilliant, James. And so kind. The way she is with Lily. She trails off, crying again. Happy tears this time. I want to do something for her, Margaret says. I'm rewriting my will. Setting up a trust for Maria and Lily. Full scholarship money. Healthcare. Whatever they need. She'll wonder why. Then I'll tell her. But I want her taken care of. Whether she accepts me or not, I want her protected. Margaret calls her lawyer the next day. She dies 3 days later. Aneurysm. Sudden. Catastrophic. No warning. One moment, she's reviewing foundation proposals. The next, she's gone. And I'm standing in our bedroom, holding her favorite cardigan, understanding that Maria will never know. We'll never hear Margaret say, I'm your grandmother. We'll never know she was loved by someone she thought was just her employer. The will is already filed. The trust established. But the truth? The truth died with Margaret. The funeral is a spectacle. 300 people fill the cathedral. Business leaders, politicians, foundation beneficiaries. They speak about Margaret's vision, her generosity, her impact. None of them mention the girl she gave up at 19. I sit in the front pew numb, receiving condolences, accepting embraces from people who don't know my wife had secrets that weighed more than all her achievements. That's when I see Maria. She's in the back, holding Lily. She shouldn't be here. She's been with us 6 months, barely knew Margaret. But she came anyway. This girl who lost her own mother 6 years ago, paying respects to someone who employed her. Someone who loved her without being able to say it. During the graveside service, Lily breaks free from Maria's arms. She toddles through the crowd with that fearless determination only toddlers have. She reaches me, takes my hand, and won't let go. People smile indulgently. Children always know, someone murmurs. They sense grief. But I look down at this child, Margaret's blood, Margaret's legacy, Margaret's unfinished business, and I know I have to tell Maria. I have to give her what Margaret couldn't. I invite Maria to my study 3 days after the funeral. She arrives promptly, Lily on her hip. She's nervous. Probably thinks I'm letting her go. Most households reduce staff after a death. Please sit, I say. She perches on the chair's edge, bouncing Lily gently. Mr. Hartwell, if this is about my employment, I understand. I can transition. It's not that. I pour myself scotch. Offer her tea. She declines. Maria, I need to tell you something about Margaret. About why she hired you. Her face goes carefully blank. I tell her everything. About the baby Margaret gave up. About the private investigator. About Sarah. About Margaret's plan to reveal herself gradually, naturally. About how she ran out of time. Maria doesn't move. Doesn't speak. Lily watches me with those knowing eyes. I don't understand, Maria finally says. Margaret Hartwell was You're saying she was my grandmother? Yes. But she never said anything. She never. She was going to. She wanted to know you first. Without the weight of who she was. Without making it about money or obligation. So she hired me as her maid. Maria's voice hardens. She could have just introduced herself. She could have said, I'm your grandmother. Instead, she watched me clean her toilets. The anger is valid. I expected it. She was afraid. I say quietly. Afraid you'd think she was trying to buy you. Afraid you'd reject her. She gave up a child once, Maria. The guilt of that. It shaped everything she did. Every medical center, every scholarship, every foundation program. She was trying to make amends for what she couldn't take back. By lying to me. By loving you the only way she knew how. Maria stands. Lily whimpers at the sudden movement. I need to go. Wait. I pull out a folder. Margaret set up a trust for you and Lily. Full funding for your nursing degree. Healthcare. Housing assistance. Education for Lily. It's all arranged. She stares at the papers like they're poison. I don't want her money, she says. It's not about the money. It's about what she wanted for you. What she couldn't give Sarah. Sarah was my mother. Maria's voice cracks. She raised me alone. She worked herself to death making sure I had everything I needed. And all that time, her mother, her wealthy, powerful mother, was alive and never bothered to find her. She did find her. She was going to reach out when Sarah got sick, but she didn't. She waited too long. Just like she waited too long with me. Maria grabs Lily and walks out. I sit in the study, surrounded by Margaret's books and photos and the lifetime we built together, and I understand that some mistakes can't be undone by money or good intentions. Some wounds just bleed. 2 weeks pass. Maria doesn't quit, but she's different. Formal. Distant. She does her job with mechanical precision and leaves promptly at 5. Lily doesn't toddle over anymore. I rattle around the estate alone. 13 bedrooms. 8 bathrooms. Gardens that Margaret loved. All of it empty without her. Without purpose. The foundation board wants to meet. Business requires decisions. Life, apparently, continues whether you want it to or not. I'm reviewing Margaret's foundation files when I find her journal. She kept notebooks for every major project, detailed plans, thoughts, revisions. This one is labeled Family. I open it. Page after page of Margaret's handwriting. Notes about Maria. Observations about Lily. Plans for how to reveal the truth. Maria mentioned she's worried about Lily's cough. I had Dr. Morrison's office call to offer a free pediatric consultation. Made it sound like a foundation program. She accepted. Lily is fine, just seasonal allergies. But watching Maria's relief made me remember Sarah at that age. So fierce. So protective. Lily called me Gamma today when Maria wasn't listening. My heart nearly stopped. I almost told Maria everything right then. But I want one more month. One more month of knowing her without the weight of expectations. The last entry is dated 2 days before Margaret died. I'm telling Maria next week. James is right. I've waited long enough. I'll take them to dinner, somewhere quiet, and I'll explain. I'll apologize for not being there for Sarah, for taking so long to find them, and I'll ask if they'll let me be part of their lives. Not as an employer, as family. I'm terrified she'll say no, but I'm more terrified of running out of time. I closed the journal. Margaret knew. She knew she was waiting too long. She knew the risk, and she ran out of time anyway. I call Maria's cell phone. It goes to voicemail. Maria, it's James Hartwell. I found something of Margaret's. Something I think you should see. Please, give me one more chance to help you understand. She comes the next evening. Without Lily this time. Just Maria, her face guarded, her shoulders set for battle. I give her the journal. She reads silently. I watch emotions cross her face. Anger, grief, confusion, something that might be understanding. When she finishes, she's crying. She was scared, Maria whispers. Just like me. Yes. When my mom got sick, I was terrified. I didn't know how to be someone's mother when I was barely 20. I didn't know how to watch her die. I didn't know how to tell Lily that her grandmother was gone. She looks up at me. I'm so angry at Margaret for not telling me. But I understand being afraid. She loved you. I say. Both of you. Even before she met you. She loved you. Maria's hands shake as she touches the journal pages. My mom never talked about her mother. Never. I asked once, and she just said, some people aren't meant to be parents. I thought that meant her mom didn't want her. That she was abandoned. Sarah didn't know Margaret looked for her. The adoption was closed. Margaret tried to find information for years before private investigators became more common. By the time she located Sarah, your mother was already sick. She should have come anyway. I know, but she was afraid of making things worse. Of disrupting Sarah's final months. She made the wrong choice, Maria. She knew it. That's why she was so determined not to make the same mistake with you. Maria stands, walks to the window overlooking Margaret's gardens. What am I supposed to do now, she asks. Whatever you want. The trust is yours regardless. No strings. That's not what I mean. She turns to face me. I have a grandmother I never met who loved me. A great-grandmother for Lily who died before they could know each other. How do I grieve someone I didn't know I'd lost? I don't have an answer. We stand in silence while the sun sets over gardens that need tending, in a house that needs life, with grief that needs company. Stay for dinner, I say finally. Please, tell me about your mother. About Lily. Help me know the family Margaret wanted so desperately to be part of. Maria hesitates, then nods. Maria and Lily move into the East Wing 3 months later. Not as my maid, as my family. It happens gradually. Maria keeps working, finishes her nursing degree, takes a position in the pediatric ward at Hartford General. But she comes home to the estate. Lily grows up running through Margaret's gardens. And I learn what it means to be a great-grandfather to a child who probably saved my life by holding my hand at a funeral. We talk about Margaret constantly. I show Maria photos, tell her stories, share the woman her grandmother was, brilliant and driven and terrified of her own capacity for failure. She built an empire, Maria says one evening, but she couldn't figure out how to say I'm sorry. She was working on it. I know. Maria touches the journal, which she keeps on her nightstand now. I read her entries about watching me work, about wanting to tell me. She was so close. Do you think you would have accepted her if she'd had the chance to explain? Maria considers this. I don't know. Maybe. Probably. I was so tired, James. Raising Lily alone, working constantly, trying to finish school. If someone had offered to help, yes. I think I would have said yes. She wanted to help. She just wanted to earn the right first. That's the thing, though. Maria looks at me. She already had the right. She was family, but she didn't believe it. She thought she had to prove herself worthy of being my grandmother. It's the truest thing anyone said about Margaret. I teach Lily to garden. Margaret's roses, her lavender, her herbs in careful rows. The child has her great-grandmother's determination. She attacks weeds with fierce concentration, demands to know the name of every plant, insists on watering schedules being followed precisely. Why did Gamma Margaret die? She asks one afternoon, dirt under her fingernails. It's the first time she's asked directly. Her brain got hurt. I explain. Very suddenly. Sometimes that happens, even to strong people. Was she scared? I don't think she had time to be scared, sweetheart. Lily thinks about this, patting soil around a rosebush. Mama says Gamma Margaret loved me even though we didn't meet lots. That's true. How? How do you explain to a 3-year-old that love doesn't require presents? That Margaret carried the weight of Sarah, then Maria, then Lily in every decision she made? Love is bigger than being in the same room. I try. It's wanting good things for someone, working to make their life better. Your Gamma Margaret did that. Like you. Lily says matter-of-factly. My throat closes. I try. You do good. She abandons the rosebush to hug my leg. You're my Grandpa James. And just like that, I have a title I never expected. A role I didn't know I needed. A reason to keep living. The foundation board meeting happened 6 months after Margaret's death. They want to discuss leadership transition. Margaret was the heart of the foundation. Her vision, her standards, her personal investment in every program. I'm expected to step in as chairman, continue her legacy. Instead, I propose something different. I'm establishing the Sarah Chin Memorial Scholarship, I announce. Full funding for single mothers pursuing healthcare careers. Priority given to women who've lost parents, who are raising children alone, who need more than money. They need community. The board members exchange glances. I continue. Maria Chun, Margaret's granddaughter, will serve as program director. She'll oversee recipient selection, mentorship programs, and support services. The foundation will also fund on-site childcare at all our medical centers. This is quite a departure from our usual programming. Someone ventures. This was Margaret's heart. I say firmly. Everything she built was about supporting the families she couldn't save herself. Making this official honors who she really was. The vote is unanimous. Maria throws herself into the work. She recruits single mothers from Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport, creates support groups, arranges childcare, collectives, builds the community she wished she'd had. Margaret would be proud. I tell her, watching her present at a foundation event. I hope so. Maria's smile is complicated. I'm doing this for her. And for my mom. And for every woman who's one emergency away from losing everything. You're doing it for yourself too. Maybe. She pauses. Is that okay? It's more than okay. It's what Margaret wanted. For you to build something that matters. For you to know you're capable of extraordinary things. Maria hugs me. Quick, fierce, grateful. Thank you for not giving up on me, she whispers. When I was angry, when I walked away. You could have just let me go. Your family. I say simply. We don't give up on family. Lily starts pre-K at the private school where Margaret served on the board. She tells everyone her Gamma Margaret is in heaven, but still watches her. She brings rosebushes for show and tell. She explains that her Grandpa James is very old, but very nice. The teachers adore her. She's remarkable, her teacher tells Maria at parent conferences. So confident, so compassionate. You're raising an extraordinary child. Maria cries in the car afterward. Mom would have loved seeing this, she says. Lily in a good school, me finishing my degree, all of us stable and safe. It's everything she wanted for us. Sarah did see it. I remind her. She raised you to be exactly the mother you are. That's her legacy. And Margaret's legacy is the resources that made it possible. Both things are true. We sit in comfortable silence, watching Lily chase leaves in the parking lot, and I think about how grief transforms. How it moves from sharp pain to dull ache to something almost like gratitude. Grateful for the time we had. Grateful for what remains. On the first anniversary of Margaret's death, we plant a memorial garden at the foundation. Roses, lavender, herbs in careful rows, exactly like the estate gardens. A bench with Margaret's name. A plaque listing the Sarah Chin Memorial Scholarship recipients. Maria speaks at the dedication. I never met my grandmother, she says to the assembled crowd. But I know her through her work, through the lives she touched, through the family she built even when she was afraid she didn't deserve one. She looks at me, at Lily, who's holding my hand. Margaret Hartwell believed that everyone deserves support, that no one should struggle alone, that family is what we build, not just what we're born into. She was right. Lily breaks free to leave a rose on the bench. She pats it gently, whispers something we can't hear, then returns to my side. What did you say? I ask her later. I said thank you for Mama and Grandpa James. She swings our joined hands. Because Gamma Margaret made sure we're all together. People ask me how I'm doing. A year after losing my wife, my partner, my co-builder of everything that mattered. I tell them I'm learning that loss and gain can coexist. That Margaret's death opened a door to family I didn't know I had. That grief doesn't erase love, it deepens it. I tell them about Maria's graduation from nursing school. About Lily's first school performance. About Sunday dinners in the estate that's finally a home. I tell them I'm 74 years old, and I'm learning to be a great-grandfather. It's the best work I've ever done. Maria finds me in the garden one Sunday, watching Lily plant seeds. I want to show you something, she says. She hands me a framed photo, Margaret at 19, from the private investigator's files. Next to it, she's placed a photo of Sarah at the same age. Then herself. Then Lily. For generations. Same smile. Same determined eyes. Same fierce love. We're all here, Maria says softly. All of us. Even the ones who didn't get to stay. I look at this gift she's giving me. Acknowledgement that Margaret's absence doesn't negate her presence. That the family she tried to build still exists. Still matters. Thank you. I say. For what? For letting me in. For trusting me. For holding on to Lily's hand at that funeral until I understood what I was being given. Maria kisses my cheek. You held her hand back. That's what mattered. The truth is, I didn't save Maria and Lily. They saved me. They gave me purpose after Margaret died. They gave me the family she wanted us all to be. They gave me mornings in the garden and evenings full of laughter and reasons to keep going. They let me finish what Margaret started. Not through money. Though the trust helps, the scholarships matter, the foundation continues. But through presence. Through showing up. Through choosing family, even when it's complicated and painful and built on loss. Through holding small hands at funerals and realizing that grief is sometimes how love finds its way home. If this story touched you, if you've ever felt the weight of secrets, the pain of running out of time, the possibility of family in unexpected places, I want you to know something. It's never too late to tell the truth. Never too late to say, I love you. Never too late to choose family over fear. Margaret ran out of time, but her love didn't end with her life. It transformed. It grew. It became the foundation that holds us all up. That's what love does. It survives. It adapts. It finds ways to matter even when the person who created it is gone. Be the person who speaks love while there's still time. Who builds family intentionally. Who understands that the smallest gestures, a child's hand at a funeral, a journal full of unspoken hopes, can change everything. The maids of the world, the overlooked ones, the people doing the quiet work of caring, we see what matters. We know that love is action, not just feeling. We understand that family is something you build, not just something you're born into. And sometimes, if we're brave enough, we save each other. Not because we're heroes, but because we show up. We hold hands. We refuse to let go. That decision changes everything.